Hey guys, my name's AMBRIA. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we will be talking about the power of authenticity. It is so powerful to stand up as your true self, to stand in your truth in the midst of other people, trying to blend in the midst of other people, trying to do what everybody else is doing. It is so powerful in being yourself. Before we get into this video, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel down below, check out my social media accounts, my TikTok. I get to 200K on there. I'm not trying to get to 500 subscribers on here, so make sure you subscribe, check out my social media accounts, and let's get started. Okay, so the first tip to staying true to yourself, to being authentic, is knowing what your energy feels like. It is super easy as an empath to get caught up in other people's emotions, to mistake them for your own, or we simply adopt another person's thoughts as our own, or we live our life according to what other people want for us. A couple years ago back in my life, when I used to have this old group of friends, I was living my life for them a lot. I realized like I wasn't being my authentic self in certain ways, like I wasn't going for what I wanted in life. I was at a school that I really wasn't resonating with me. These people weren't resonating with me anymore. And as I took the time to raise my vibration more, to take care of myself more, just to be in a healthier position and relationship with myself, I realized that 99.9% of the things I was doing wasn't for myself, but it was to please other people. And so when I stopped doing that, it really changed my life. That's when I started to attract the life that I wanted for me to myself way more easily. So the key is asking yourself, am I doing this for me? Am I doing this for me, or am I living for others right now? Sometimes it's okay to do things for other people. I'm not saying that's bad. I think it's great to do that actually. Like I'm making a video for you right now, but I think when you're in a self-development stage in your life, it's crucial for you to be really selfish during that time, to stop considering other people's emotions over your own, and to be able to decipher what is you and what is not you. What are your thoughts, what are not your thoughts, what are your emotions, and what's not your emotions. So how do you actually do that? So you do that by having a healthy ecosystem within yourself, where you can have a conversation with yourself so you know and recognize what your intuition feels like versus what anxiety feels like versus what other people and their emotions feels like and your own emotions. So an example of that is, let's say I spend a whole day with my family. I'm talking to my parents about my future. Say I really wanted to be a YouTuber, and then my parents are like, oh, well, this program is actually opening up and you should really go and be a lawyer. And when I get home, I start trying to open up tabs for schools to apply to, like law schools, all these things to apply to. And deep down, I know I want to be a YouTuber, and I was working really hard to be a YouTuber. It's very important for me to stop in that moment and to decipher, wait, what am I doing right now? Am I living for parents, or am I living for me right now? Am I living for other people or myself right now? So it's super important to be able to have a discussion and a healthy dialogue within yourself. If not, that's how you end up living for others. 20 years down the line, you became that lawyer. Whole time, where could you have been 20 years down the line if you stayed with your YouTube career? Probably way more ahead. And then eventually you go back to the same dream that you had in the beginning. It's super important to stay consistent with your own goals. And it's okay to shift your goals too, like totally. Like if it's genuinely what you want and you're like, oh, I did want to be a lawyer, like you really wanted to, then go for it. But like I said, if it's simply because your parents wanted to and you're doing it to seek approval, or you're doing it to fit in or something like that, that's not gonna cut it. It's super important that you stay dedicated to your own dreams and your own goals for yourself. And it's just important every other day. It's just ask yourself, are the actions that I'm taking actually leading to the things that I desire in life? In doing that, it will help you to be more alert and stay more authentic to yourself. Third tip when it comes to being true to yourself and being authentic is expressing your truth unapologetically and setting proper boundaries when they need to be set. A lot of times, especially if you're overcoming people pleasing, we may have the tendency to want to please others. Sometimes we may take the time to consider others' feelings above our own, especially if you're an empath. We do that a lot because we care about other people. Sometimes we may care about other people more than we're caring for ourselves. And so it's super important to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, setting boundaries, expressing your truth, speaking up for yourself. These are all acts of self-love, and it's the true meaning of being true to yourself. When someone tries to cross the boundary, you express yourself. You don't let people walk all over you. That's super important for you to be committed to yourself. So make sure you're expressing proper boundaries and you're expressing your truth at all times. The fourth tip when it comes to staying true to yourself is knowing how powerful you actually are. I think sometimes the reason why we want to rely on others more than ourselves is because we kind of see the other person as being more powerful than we are, when in reality, nobody's better than you. You're all equal. So it's important for you to rely on yourself, especially since we all have an inner compass that leads us to our truest desires and our own life purposes. It's like the voice of our soul called your intuition. And when you're not relying on your intuition, when you're relying on other people that are telling you, sometimes you really don't know what their true intentions are, or they could have the best intentions, but let's say an example is you want to move across the country. And you tell your best friend, I want to move across the country. They're happy for you. They want you to do it. But when you tell them that, or you're asking them, should you do it, they're gonna miss you, especially if you move away from them. So energetically, they could be sending you signals that they don't want you to do it, even though they're saying something different. And that could weigh down and shift your plans, especially if, let's say, it's your purpose to move to Paris or something like that, and you are in this United States, you know what I mean? So it's important for you to rely on yourself first, to ask yourself before you ask other people, what do you think? It is so crucial for you to follow your own inner compass, and doing that, you naturally will be led to the right place for you. Sometimes you will have a certain higher purpose than the people around you, and if you consider what the people around you are doing, you will prevent yourself from moving on to the next level, because not everybody can go a few places that you're meant to be in life. And so that's why it's important to rely on yourself first, to rely on your own intuition before another person. And doing that, you're staying true to yourself and your own desires. So the fifth tip is the consistency with putting these ideas into practice. And being consistent with these practices, you naturally will form a stronger connection with yourself, a stronger relationship with yourself. In doing that, you build up your trust, you build up your confidence, and you become the person that you looked for in other people. The person that your inner child was relying heavily on, looking for validation in other people. You become that person to give yourself the answer. You become like your higher self. And it's super important to be able to stay consistent in these practices on your everyday life, to embody that, to set those boundaries, to express your truth, to know what energy is yours and what is not yours, to know when you're living for others and when you're not living for others, to rely on your own inner compass. It's super important to do that, because in doing that, you will genuinely attract your dream life to you 10 times faster, I'm telling you. So number 6 is you become that superhero and you save yourself. Authenticity is your superpower. It's your unique energetic vibration, your voice, your vision. It will help you to attract your dream life. You're changing yourself from the role of the student to the role of the teacher. And then you standing in your power and you standing authentically, being the leader that you're called to be, you're gonna have people coming to you for help. You're gonna become the teacher and you're gonna be leading others to do the same, just like me to you right now. And this is just a side note for number 7. In staying true to yourself, you honestly open up the world around you, because you become less judgmental and you allow people to have the space to be themselves around you. You start to form more unique connections with people, and staying true to yourself, you attract people who are truly meant for you. You attract environments that are truly meant for you. All things that are actually energetically aligned with who you are meant to be in this world. Because in you raising your vibration, you naturally raise the vibration of the collective around you, encouraging others to do the same, to stay in their power, to follow their own intuition, leading them to their own soul's purpose, giving them the courage to do the same. Even if that means you simply show up and you be your most bright, radiant self every day when you go to work, and you influence somebody to do the same. You can affect that change by being yourself. And so that is why it is so important for you to be authentic. Authenticity is your superpower. I hope this video helped you today in realizing you are way more powerful than you think. You definitely should be yourself. You know, if people don't acknowledge that, if people try to put that down, that's totally fine. It's not your business. Keep it pushing, keep being you, allow your higher self to shine through, because you're always affecting somebody in a more positive way, whether you realize it or not. Thank you guys so much for watching this week's video. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Give this video a huge thumbs up if it helped you. Make sure you guys check out my social media accounts. Don't forget to drink your water. Don't forget to meditate, and don't forget to know your worth. I will talk to you guys later. See you next week. Bye.